Okay, Year 9, this video is going to be about covalent bonding and how to work out what to draw and how the electrons are shared. In front of you, you can see again I've got the periodic table, and this is because we're looking at covalent bonding, which means we're going to focus on the right hand side of the periodic table. And it's always useful to do this because if you remember, the top number here tells you how many electrons are in their outer shell. All covalent bonding involves the sharing of electrons, and again they are all trying to get to a full shell. I'm going to show you 3 examples. 2 of them are classed as the easier versions, and then we have the third one which is slightly harder. I'm going to start with hydrogen. So you can see hydrogen is located separately, and you can see it's got a number 1, and that will tell us it's got 1 electron in the outer shell, and this means hydrogen will want 2. I'm going to just move my camera down to my little whiteboard. I've got a sheet with these on for you guys. So I'm going to draw a little X, and that tells me hydrogen has 1. And then over here I've got my 2 hydrogens, and I'm going to add in 1 hydrogen electron there and another here. So the blue one coming from this hydrogen and the red one from this, they both now have a full shell, and the bit in the middle is where they're sharing. This forms what we call a diatomic molecule, and the key there is di, which just means 2. Okay, the next option I'm going to show you is for oxygen, and again oxygen forms a diatomic molecule. I'm going to go back up to my periodic table just to check how many electrons are in the outer shell. So here is oxygen. Looking up, I can see each oxygen has 6. So I'm going to move down. I've got my oxygen, and I'm just going to draw 6 electrons onto my outer shell. Now this means that if they were to share 1, they'd only have 7. So each oxygen is going to share 2 electrons. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to do the other 2 there. So we've got our sharing, and we can see both oxygens have now got 4. Remembering that our magic number is 8, I want to add in some extra ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you should be able to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from that oxygen. And then when I do the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the 2 they're sharing from the other one, gives both of those oxygens a full outer shell. Now this forms a double bond because there's 4 electrons shared in total, 2 from each, and if you were to draw this, it would be O, double bond O, like so. Hydrogen up here would have been H, line H, and you can see here we've got 2 lines, so that is a double bond. 2 pairs of electrons shared. I'm going to show you one more example, and this is going to be carbon and hydrogen. We already know that hydrogen has 1 electron, so I'm going to draw that in, but again I'm using my periodic table to check on carbon. So here is carbon. Going up I can see the number 4, so that means carbon has 4 electrons in the outer shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This shows me that carbon needs to gain an extra 4, and hydrogen will again want 1. Over here we've got what you would typically see in an exam, and I'm going to draw in carbon there because carbon's the big one, and each carbon has 1 electron to share, and because there's 4 I think that's quite nice and simple to see. Hydrogen then shares 1 in, like so. If you count round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, carbon has a full shell, then counting the hydrogens, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and they all have full shells. Again, just reiterating the use of dots and crosses here in order to make sure it's nice and clear of what comes from where. Okay, if you have any further questions on covalent bonding, do feel free to message your teachers. Hopefully you found this video useful and are able to practice the ones on the sheet. Thank you for your time.